Church family and friends. Happy Sunday and happy holidays. I know that you had an amazing Thursday because we're all blessed and prosperous at Up Church. I'm Liz Fletcher, your board secretary. I'm excited to talk to you today about Giving Tuesday, which is this Tuesday, November 29th. Giving Tuesday is a 24-hour day of giving. It is a nationwide day. And in the past, Up Church has supported the Downtown Women's Center, helping them to raise over $1,200 to affect women affected by homelessness. This year, we're launching our own capital campaign to raise awareness about Up Church and to plant a seed in the future of Up. And here's how you can help. 1, you can donate on Giving Tuesday. The best thing to do is set up a recurring donation either by texting Up Church to 73256, or you can donate through Facebook, and Facebook will match your donation throughout the year, expanding your habit of giving. Another option is to invite friends to donate on Giving Tuesday. Give a call to someone or share our videos, flyers, or donation links. Or when you donate through Facebook, you can share that as well. Lastly, you can join us on Tuesday at First Lutheran from 2 to 5. We will be using donated items to make self-care packs for unhoused women, and then we'll be sharing those with the community. Please get in the flow and let your seed grow. Donate to Up Church on Giving Tuesday and make sure you tell some folks about it. Thank you so much and have an amazing rest of your day.
The Up Church Prayer Chaplain Ministry invites you to consider joining our dynamic team. The purpose of the Prayer Chaplain Ministry is to support the ministerial team in praying for the membership. Prayer chaplains are the backbone of Up Church as they stand in prayer with members in need. Training is provided.
And this dynamic information for you is going to be provided on Saturday, December the 10th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. To indicate your interest in this, please email upchurch@upchurch.org. We're looking so forward to your presence. Thank you. Peace and blessings.
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear, and our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we know we could. Oh yeah, there can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe. Somehow you will when you believe.
Oh, wow. In this
believe. Just believe. Oh, 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 you gotta believe. Gotta believe. You will when you believe.
Thank you, worship team. So much can happen in your life when you believe. Thank you for I love that song. Love that song. It's a perfect kickoff to today's service where we are wrapping out our conversation on It's Your Move. I'm Reverend Sherri James, and I want to just welcome you in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. If you are joining us on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe to our page. Make sure you hit that bell that's right next to the subscribe button so that you can receive new content when we're putting it out. If you are watching us on Facebook, same thing. Like our page, share this content, tell somebody about it, and get involved in the conversation. All right, let's take a moment on this weekend of gratitude and just open this service in prayer. Would you pray with me? Father, Mother, God, we open our hearts, we open our minds to an amazing service. We give thanks for a change at depth. We recognize you as the only power, the only presence there is. God, the good, omnipotent, the everywhere, evenly present spirit of absolute good. We recognize you as the life force that animates each one of us. We recognize you as the energy intelligence that keeps everything working just as it should. And we recognize more than anything that we are one with your power. We are one with the one presence. We are one with all there is. And from this perspective of our unity with all there is, we bless this service. We bless this message that you have brought up church to give. We bless this conversation of radical oneness with God. May this message travel now across the planet, touching each heart one by one by one by one. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And for the growth and the expansion of this community, I just give thanks. In the name, in the nature, and the consciousness of I am. This prayer is so, and so it is. Let me tell you about Understanding Principles, or UPCHURCH. We are a Bible-based New Thought church. We have a message of radical inclusivity. We are one with God. We are one with all people. We are one with all life. We are one with the one. There is no one excluded from the love and the light of God. And so therefore our vision is to love every person up to their true identity and to their highest potential for the greater good of all. We are on a mission to express God's divine love through teaching spiritual principles, worship services, fellowship activities, and community outreach. And our theme this year is reconnect, reset, and reaffirm. And we are coming to the close of our AIF, our Adventure in Faith series. And Reverend Sheree has a powerful message for us today. And we'll be working with the chapter on the law of forgiveness and the law of karma. I'm going to pass the baton to her right now, and I am going to sit back and enjoy this delicious word with you.
Hello, UPCHURCH. It's Reverend Sheree here. It is my absolute joy to be with you today as we celebrate the Lord today, this last Sunday in November. I want to welcome you personally to UPCHURCH. I want you to know that you are in the right place at the right time with the right people. Now, I may have said this before, but I want you to really open yourself up to that truth. You're in the right place. No matter what's going on in your experience, right now, the breakthrough is available. No matter how long you've been struggling with something, right now, the turnaround is possible. And I want you to know that the right message is here today, that you're going to hear exactly what you need to hear. I want you to open up your mind, open up your ears. I want you to hear the lesson in store for you today. It may come in a song, it may come in the prayer. You may have already caught it from Reverend Sherry's opening, or it may be in the lesson sermon. I know for sure, though, that you're going to grow, that there's going to be something that God plants in this message specifically for you so that you can overcome whatever's in the way of your highest good. And so I'm excited to be a part of the experience with you. I claim the same for you that I claim for myself, that I am available for that divine word. And so if you're visiting with us for the first time, see, here's one of those guarantee. I guarantee you're going to hear what you need to hear, but you may have been coming here, or you may hear something that touches you deeply, and you know in your soul that this is a place that you can grow spiritually. I want you to consider membership at UPCHURCH. You don't have to be in the greater Los Angeles area. You could be anywhere in the world. Our doors are open to you. All that you need to do is let us know you're interested and take that first step. Just email us at upchurch@upchurch.org. We would love to have you be a part of this spiritual community. So take that first step. Let us know you're interested. We'll let you know what else comes with it. It is very, very much doable for you, because what we encourage you to do here is to grow spiritually. We'll just let you know how we go about that. We'll let you know what we believe and how we practice this spiritual teaching. So all of that comes with your yes, with you letting us know you're interested. And so I said you'd be a part of a spiritual community. Now, this community is going to wrap its arms around each and every one of us, right? So we're going to introduce ourselves by our spiritual name. And you have 3 things that I need you to do. So first, choose your spiritual name. All that you do is put I am next to a quality of God. The second thing you do is you take that I am statement and you write it in the chat. You write it in the comments. Write it in the chat and write it in the comments. That's if you're on YouTube. If you're on our Facebook, just go ahead and write it in the comments. That is another way that we introduce ourselves. So you're going to say your spiritual name, choose your I am statement, write it in the chat and in the comments. And then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to speak it out loud. So speak your spiritual name and then speak the spiritual name for everyone that shares, because this is how we become one together. I want you to practice this today, okay? So not just saying your spiritual name, but I want you to acknowledge all the spiritual beings who chime in on this exercise. I want you to acknowledge those spiritual beings who may not be chatting with us, who may not be commenting, who may be watching this far off in time. There is no time and space in God. We are claiming the truth for each and every soul that is open and available to a higher vision for themselves. We're holding ourselves up, spiritual beings, to our divine standard. So I want you to go ahead and let her rip in that chat so that I can see who you are. I can acknowledge you who you are. And we all get an opportunity to be who we really are. I am excited about that. And so I'm going to turn the service over for our daily inspiration. Keep those I am statements coming. Keep your spiritual names popping up in our chat and in our comments. And we're going to hear our daily inspiration for better living. Let's open up.
Only one road. Depending on where you're going and in what direction, there's usually more than one way of getting there. It depends on the desired destination and what roads are available for traveling from one place to another. Whether in the city or country, there are usually different kinds of thoroughfares, streets, avenues, traffic ways, skyways, expressways, some single lane to even 6-lane routes. There are country roads, back roads, dirt roads, unpaved roads, and gravel roads. It brings to mind traveling on the righteous road, to the Christ consciousness. The way may be rough and challenging, but there is only one road. Thoughts only going one way, no other, no alternative routes, none. Walking with Jesus the Christ is the only straight, narrow, and rewarding road to travel. It is still a joyous way to go. But the gate that leads to life is narrow, and the road difficult. So few people find it. Matthew 7:14.
Thank you so much for that daily inspiration. I want you to know that they are reading out of a publication called the Daily Inspiration for Better Living. It's published by the Universal Foundation for Better Living, or UFBL for short, and it is available to anyone who would like to have to take part in this subscription service. So all that you need to do, you can actually, if you're at UPCHURCH, you're welcome to purchase one from us. You can also go to ufbl.org and order your own. You can get one issue that'll come with 2 months, or you can subscribe and they will come to you in the mail as you choose, or you can do a digital subscription where you get one every day. So I want to encourage you. This is a powerful way this is a powerful piece of material to include in your morning spiritual practice. So in the morning, having this on your mind, putting these good words into your mind so that you are moving in accord with the truth. And so I want to encourage you to take part in this. We're offering, we speak them every Sunday, but you can take part in them every day. And I encourage you to subscribe to the DI. All right, now it's time for our affirmation of power. Now, this is where we speak the word of truth for ourselves. And so what I want to encourage you to do is to speak these words out loud. They're going to come on the screen and you can listen to my beautiful melodic voice. That's lovely. But to activate your own power center, you're going to have to speak the words for yourself. So let's do that. Let's get into that readiness, right? So you're looking at the screen now. You're going to read along with me as we affirm. Infinite Spirit, open the way for the divine design of my life to manifest. Let the genius within me be released. Let me see clearly the perfect plan for me, health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. I am fully equipped for the divine plan of my life. And so it is. Amen and Ashe. So take these words. This is our last week working with this affirmation as we conclude our adventure in faith. So I want you to make sure, if you haven't memorized it yet, I want you to write this one down so that you can remember that you are fully equipped for God's plan for your life, that you lack no thing. Isn't that good news? So I want you to remind yourself of the truth when there appears to be not enough. Take this affirmation and work it and watch wonders happen in your life. I'm going to turn this over now. We're going to have our musical selection. We may even hear from the minister, and then I'll be back with you for the lesson sermon. I'll see you in a bit.
What you see is what you get. It all starts in your mind. The past is gone and left behind. What you see is what you get. Instead of future tripping, right now's the moment we are living. Why are you standing still? Are you holding on to the way you used to feel? What are you looking for? Are you ready for your destiny knocking on your heart's door? Your path is clear to write a new story. Your dreams fulfilled will give God all of the glory. Oh, what you see is what you get. 'Cause it all starts in your mind. The past is gone and left behind.
What you see is what you get.
Instead of future tripping, right now's the moment we are living. Walk in expectancy, notice the signs and leads along the way. Nothing opposes me. God as my partner gives fresh mercy and grace every single day. Your path is clear, you can write a new story. Your dreams fulfilled will give God all of the glory.
What you see is
What you see is what you get. It starts in your mind, the past is left behind.
What you see is what you get.
Instead of future tripping, right now's the moment we are living.
What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. It all starts in your mind. The past is gone and left behind.
What you see is what you
What you
get.
see is what you get. No future tripping. Yeah.
My mind is crystal clear.
Crystal
The
clear.
path for me is here.
Oh, he's in my soul, in my soul, in my soul, yeah. My heart is made away. Oh, this is where I will stay. What you see?
What you see peace.
See peace and love, 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 love. What you see is what you get.
What you see.
See joy.
See joy.
See joy, 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 joy. What you see is what you get.
See,
See love,
see peace.
see love, love. What you see is what you get.
See joy.
See joy.
joy.
What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get.
This series has been an amazing opportunity for us as a spiritual community. AIF, or Adventure in Faith, let me just tell you a little bit about how it works and then where we're going with this and where we're going as a community. So one of the things that influenced me greatly just coming up in ministry was watching the example of the Reverend Dr. Mary Thompson and the way that she organized Adventure in Faith at Universal Truth Center. And the way that it would work is that the series itself was really about commitment to yourself. There is something about living a committed life that brings the highest and the best out of you. If you look at any high achiever anywhere, they will tell you that the moment that they began to step into that otherworldly realm of creation, where we know them by the one name, let's say, that it was when they became committed, when they got married to themselves, meaning the idea of what God wanted to bring through them, whatever that is, whether they were in sports or whether they were an artist or an inventor, that it was when they gave themselves over and got deeply committed to themselves. That's when they began to access the genius that belongs to them, that's been given to them, that the writer of the Psalms says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that there is something in you that's so much more amazing than you could ever imagine. And so this series, every time we do it every year, is about that. An extension of that is then, how do I show up for my spiritual community? And so first I make a commitment to me. And then out of that commitment to myself, I make a commitment to my spiritual community. And so what we have for you to take a look at today, and I mentioned it 2 Sundays ago, but we actually have it today, is a pledge. And what a pledge is a pre-commitment to an organization, to a person, to an entity. This is a pledge for 2023. And I want you to look and to begin to say, how are you going to show up for your spiritual community? How are you going to support the place where you receive your spiritual food? Now, why does that matter? That matters because we have planning that we want to do. And we want to know who's on the team to help us do the planning. And part of that planning is the physical work to do the planning. But a big part of that planning is who's going to give the resources for these things to actually happen. And so what I want you to prayerfully consider is, what level of commitment are you ready to make to UPCHURCH? Are you ready to become a tither? What does that look like? Are you ready to just become a regular giver? You know, you no longer want to be sporadic in your giving. You want to be persistently consistent in your giving, whatever that looks like. Here's what I want to tell you is that how you do anything is how you do everything. And so when you make this commitment to your spiritual center, it is going to have a seismic impact in your life. That any place where you begin to get consistent begins to open doors in your experience. And so right now, what I want you to do, if you're on our e-newsletter, then you got the link for the pledge form. You can also find it in the show notes below. So if you go out, if you're in the live chat, we'll post it there as well. And if you could fill that out and let us know how you plan to show up in 2023. This is going to help us to really understand what it is that we actually are able to do. You know, we're moving to the place where we are going to be back in person more often, every Sunday, not just more often. We're moving back into that space, but that's going to be a team effort. So let me take a moment right now to just bless the pledge that you are making. Whew. Father, Mother God, we thank you so much for those that are making a commitment to UPCHURCH. We thank you that it is born out of a genuine commitment to themselves. We thank you, God, that they are willing to challenge themselves to support the place where they receive their spiritual food and to build this spiritual community. And so I just bless each and every commitment. I bless each and every pledge. And I give thanks. That it is the right amount that UPCHURCH needs in order to move into its next level of experience. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. In the name and in the consciousness of I am, this prayer is so, and so it is.
Oh, my beloved spiritual community, we have come to the Adventure in Faith finale. And I had a lot of thoughts about how I would approach this particular service because, you know, my inclination was to kind of summarize our adventure in faith. And so if you are joining us for the first time, I want you to know that we have just concluded an adventure in faith. And this is our experience to look at our lives holistically and to apply the truth to all these areas of our lives as we begin to open ourselves up for new and higher heights, especially, isn't it cool that it comes at the end of the year? And so we have looked at our lives from a spiritual aspect. We've looked at it from mental and emotional, from physical, relationships, social, vocational, and financial. So all of these different areas of our lives, we have explored the truth, and we've gotten affirmations, we've gotten power moves to make as we have been using this amazing series to looking at the chessboard and saying, like, how do we make these moves in our lives? And the chess pieces, thank you, Dana, for taking our chess pieces and giving us the metaphysical meaning behind them so that we can see how we're able to move in our life and to experience good and more good. And so what I'm going to do today, I call it the winning move. This is where we say checkmate, our winning move. And so what I do know about chess, right, is that we are talking about a game of thoughtfulness, right? That chess is a game where it's a thinker's game. And this is a thinker's spirituality. This is where we're not just going to wonder and hope and wish that our lives transform. We're going to work the principles consciously so that we can continue to experience the good life that we're designed to have. That it's God's will for us to have a healthy, happy, and prosperous life. And so we're going to take that message very seriously as we make choices, as we think, as we begin to move in our life experiences. And so adventure of faith and faith is a way for us to think about that, to make new claims, and also to make new commitments. So Reverend Sherri may have mentioned in a few sermons about pledging, right? We're making a pledge, a commitment. So part of that is making a pledge to yourself. And especially when you think about that financial part of your life, we want to make a pledge, a commitment to what do I want to give? And it is so powerful to think about what you want to give. See, sometimes we think about how much we want to make, but it's a whole different mind shift when you think, how much do I want to give? And so this is an opportunity, if you haven't already, to decide how much you want to give in 2023. And you can take that in terms of how you're going to give across the board. I want you to include, though, how you're going to support UPCHURCH. I want you to include, though, how you are going to give in the direction where you are spiritually fed. And I want you to think about that and make that commitment, because what you're doing is opening up the realm of possibility for you. Because once you make that declaration of what you want to give, that means that what you have to receive must supersede what you're going to give. You get how you get out of this idea of getting enough to get by. Reverend Dell used to say she didn't want her ends to just meet. She wanted them to wrap around each other, right? This is how she got to that money wrapping around each other, her ends meeting and wrapping around each other experience. It was through making these commitments. You want to make a commitment to every aspect of your life. Make a pledge to how you want your relationships to unfold. You want to make a pledge to how you want your social life to unfold. How do you want to engage with other people? What about what you're here purpose for, what your vocation is? Because a vocation, by the way, my friends, retired is not a vocation. That if you are taking in breath, you are still here on purpose for a purpose. What is it that you're here to contribute to the universe? What is it that you're here to grab and learn? All of this is part of what we can do when we sit in this contemplation and experience our adventure in faith this way. So we are all digging and opening ourselves up to the invisible. And once you start going into the invisible, that's when you got to get some clarity out of there. I'm going to claim what I desire, what I want. And so we have had an adventure, an exciting adventure doing this. Many of you broke into small groups and you discussed our topics together. And so you've been growing through this process. And so what I want to tell you today is that the winning move that you want to make, right? How do you win at the game of life? The first thing you're doing is just activating in all these areas of your life. You're making a pledge, a commitment to how you want to experience life, what you want more. What do you desire in these different areas of your life? That's what you must do. You got to know where you're going first in order to have that experience. So the question I want to pose is, what game are you playing? And are you playing to win? Because what I'm here for today is to really give you the winning move. And we're working with the game of life and how to play it. That's our text for this adventure in faith. And so I'm working with the chapter on the law of karma and forgiveness. So how does that all work together? Let me explain a little bit about karma. So karma is about sowing and reaping. We've heard about sowing and reaping, right? And the author gives us this, and I thought, man, what a powerful way to explain how we engage in this exchange in the world, right? You receive, she says, only what you give. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Man's thoughts, deeds, and words return to him sooner or later with astounding accuracy. So she says that the game of life is a game of boomerangs. That essentially what you're sending out is coming back to you. And she's saying what you send out in thought, in deed, and in words, and I add to that, and in action, all of that is being sent out from you constantly, and it's coming back to you consistently. So we are in an experience where what we think about matters, what we say and experience matters. And so she says that what we must recognize is this one power, because oftentimes our thinking is undisciplined, our words are undisciplined. We do whatever comes to mind to do. And so we are looking at reordering our lives. I want you to say that I am reordering my life. I am reordering my life. I am ordering my steps in the truth. And so what I know is that my words do not come back to me void, right? Whatever I send out comes back to me. And so I want to recognize the game of life having a boomerang effect, that what I send out will come back to me. So I'm going to be ever present and aware of what I'm sending out, because what I want to come back to me is good and very good. But if I keep sending out trash, if I keep sending out judgment, if I keep sending out not enough, if I keep sending out there's not enough, right? That what comes back to me is a reflection, is a direct boomerang effect to what I put out there. So we're understanding that the important thing to get here is that your thoughts come back with astounding accuracy. Scripture gives us to it this way. This is from Luke chapter 6, verses 38 and 39. I know you've heard this one before. If you've been here before, you've heard it before. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be put into your bosom. For with the same measure that you use, it will be measured back to you. That's Luke chapter 6, verses 38 and 39. I want to encourage you to write this down. This is a prescription for victory right here in this scripture. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be put into your bosom. For with the same measure that you use, it will be measured back to you. Winning move number one is to forgive it. So you want to break the cycle of the boomerang effect that's happening when you put something out there. You begin to forgive it. Because in the scripture, what we're doing is that we are told to forgive, and we shall be forgiven. So you want to forgive as an exchange. It is saying that I give up this error thought. I give up my attachment to that outcome. I give it up, that sense of self that produced that mistake. I give it up, and I affirm the truth. So the exchange is I give and I affirm the truth about who I am, the truth about this situation. That there is nothing that can violate me as a spiritual being. There is nothing anybody can do that can change who I am in reality. There is nothing anybody can say that can undermine my spiritual nature. That I come from the one power and the one presence that is always active as perfection. And that's who I really am. I am the emanation of perfection. I am the emanation of love. I'm the emanation of wisdom. And nothing that I do, have ever done, or even will do can undermine that. That's a giving up. That is forgiving yourself. That's letting go of it. And so what we do is we break the cycle of that boomerang coming in and coming on back to you. Now, the resurrection marked Jesus's forgiveness, right? So the resurrection, when we just think about the resurrection a little differently, We see that that was where Jesus let it all go. So I have crucified, I have nailed what it is to the cross. I have nailed this. For him, it was this earthly experience. I am letting it go because I'm going to rise higher than that. I'm going to rise above that experience. That this giving that's happening is substituting in his thinking and feeling the idea that death is the end, so that he can open himself up to life eternal. Right? So we have to stop thinking about the mistakes that we make as the end and recognize that there is more God, more love, more power that is eternally available to us. That's what the resurrection experience can be. So this first experience, this first winning move is to forgive it, right? We have this exchange. Whatever you've been through, you want to let it go, forgive it. Now, many of you know that that my dad recently made his transition. And a part of my experience after this is actually leading up to, right? I've been doing a lot of forgiveness work around my relationship with my dad, and I adore my father, but there were some things that happened that I didn't realize I was still carrying around, that were still having a boomerang effect in my life, in my relationships, and in my mind, right? And so I realized, I know my dad wouldn't want me to carry around a legacy of pain. I know he wouldn't want me to carry around a heart filled with the mistakes that he made. So forgiving was this amazing process that I got engaged in. And so the first step of it is letting go of the story, letting go of the stories that I had told and the stories people told me. Right? So some things weren't even fresh memories, but somebody would say something, and then I would start to own that experience. I would start to think those thoughts, right? I began to feel those feelings, and those boomerangs will begin to sling out into my life, world, and affairs, and it would impact the way that I talk to people. It would impact the way that I allow my relationships to build. It would impact the way that I saw myself moving in the world. And so for what I did for that is I began to give love in place of that place of what somebody could have done better for you, or how they could have shown up differently. I began to give love. And so this first step, my first winning move, your first winning move, is to forgive. And I'm going to tell you, winning step number 2 is a doozy. Okay. I'm not going to say that this one's the easiest one. If you thought forgiveness was tough, this second winning move may just take you over to the edge. And that is to forget it. To forget it. That you're forgiving it, and then you're going to forget it. And so the most important thing so how do I forget it? How do I forget those things that happened to me? If you haven't forgiven it, forgetting it will never happen. So forgiveness has to come first. That's your first winning move. The second winning move is to forget it. Let me give you a scripture to support you in this one. From Romans chapter 6, verses 12 through 14. Therefore, do not let sin reign in your mortal bodies, so that you obey their desires. No longer present your members to sin as instruments of unrighteousness, but present yourself to God as those who have been brought from death to life, and present your members to God as instruments of righteousness. For sin will have no dominion over you, since you are not under law, but under grace. So I want you to know that you can rise above whatever you experienced and let it go and forget it. We know this because we follow the way of Jesus, right? Jesus is our way shower. And so just as the resurrection marked his forgiveness, the ascension marked his forgetfulness. Like he forgot and let go of any memory of anything but God. He let go of anything other than God. I and the Father are one became a lived experience for him. So what I want you to get from this, right? That for sin will have no dominion over you, since you are not under law, but under grace. So we want to forget what happened. We want to forget about the feeling that came in exchange in terms of what we did or what we didn't do. And so the way that I began to work with this, because I am working this truth, right, in my experience right now, I began to let go. So sometimes I just say, what's the truth about this? That sometimes the details of the story can keep you mired and attached to the past. But what is the truth about this? What lesson can I get out of this experience so that I can truly experience the blessing? Because I know that my loved one wants to bless me. I know that my loved one wants to bless me. And so some of those blessings are out there like Halloween candy, right? You just go and grab them. You just go and grab them. Some of them you got to dig for, right? Some of them you got to work at. You got to go and say, I got to find the blessing in this. And so this idea that you can forget, that you can be completely detached from the experience that may have caused you pain, I want you to know is a possibility. But you must be willing to ascend. Because remember that what we're doing is recognizing that as we have been throwing out those boomerang thoughts, throwing out that, and you know that what you're throwing out is everything. Those are your high thoughts. You're throwing out the things that don't reflect your divine nature. All of those are thoughts you're thinking, words you're speaking. And the law of sowing and reaping is active. But if you would just allow yourself to resurrect and ascend, you can be above it. You can have it come, it just won't touch you. It'll go right by you. This is what is available to you. She says in the text that your supply is inexhaustible and unfailing when fully trusted, but faith or trust must precede the demonstration. So what I'm saying is that we must trust God. We must trust that whatever happened to me is for my highest good right now. And so it is that I can let it go. I don't have to hold on to it. It doesn't have to define me anymore because I know who I am, that I claim the victory. I know who I am. She said that Jesus Christ brought the good news, the gospel, and that there was a higher law than the law of karma. And that law transcends the law of karma. It is the law of grace or forgiveness. It is the law which frees man from the law of cause and effect, the law of consequence, under grace and not under law. That is your winning move number 3. You have to let God love you. You see, God is our unfailing love in action. God is unfailing love in action. And what you do when you don't forgive, it's like holding up an umbrella and all of the blessings are pouring down on you, but you have an umbrella up blocking them. You refuse to let the good flow to you. Now, let me tell you, when it's raining real hard, you still get wet, right? You still get wet. There's water that's splashing up. So it's not like you're just living life without experiencing the blessings of God, but you are holding up an umbrella. You are limiting the amount of God that you can experience and express when you do not forgive. And we're here to win at life. You've been understanding and exploring all these different aspects of your life. You've been recognizing how important you are to the universe, how important your desires are to the fullness of the universe, right? If you don't do what's in your heart to do, it doesn't get done. And we want harmony in the universe. We want love in the universe. And you're the bringer of it. You're the one that brings good things to life. And so if you don't sing the song in your heart, if you don't do what's yours to do, it doesn't get done. And there's chaos and confusion. Somebody hearing me? God's grace, God's favor, God's love is not something that you have to earn. You just must let it. Let God love you. Let God love you. We're giving our subconscious mind a brand new order, a brand new directive. I will let God love me. I will let go of any perceived pain from the past. I will let go of an experience that may have harmed me, that may have started to define me. I let go of that limited idea of myself and I let God love me. I let God be my unfailing resource. I let God be the source of my supply. I let God be my direction. I let God be my way through. This is what's available to us. This is what's available to us when we are ready to make that winning move. I want you to forgive it. I want you to forget it. And I want you to let God love you. And then, and only then, can you truly declare the victory. It's your move.
I've got confidence. I'm a conqueror. I know that I win. I know who I am. God wrote it in His plan for me. Oh, 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 oh. My name is Victory. I've got confidence. I'm a conqueror. I know I'm gonna win. I know who I am. God wrote it in His plan for me. Oh, 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 oh. My name is Victory. Oh, 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 oh. My name is Victory. God gave us authority to conquer the enemy. He wrote in my destiny that my name was Victory. I know that I've overcome. It's already won. I know in my destiny our name is Victory. I know who I am. God wrote it in His plan for me. Oh, 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 oh. My name is Victory. Oh, 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 oh. My name is Victory. I know my identity. My name is Victory. I know my identity. My name is Victory. Victory. That's my name. Victory. I know who I am. Victory. That's my name. Victory. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am.
All right, family, it is time to support your spiritual center and help us take this message global.
I give in love. I give in love, love, love. All that I have and all I receive will be more
have made it so easy for you to support UpChurch. Contributions to our ministry can be made online. You can text UpChurch to 73256, or you can go to upchurch.org and click on the Give button, or you can make your gift via Cash App. Our Cash App ID is $UpChurchLA. Or you can mail in your gift. And remember, we have a new mailing address, 3108 Glendale Boulevard, number 547, Los Angeles, 90039. Would you read along with me? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love and I trust God. All right, let's back up that blessing with a declaration. We want to send this seed out with energy, enthusiasm, and expectancy. I am in the flow. I give generously and I receive abundantly. I am a massive giver and a gracious receiver. All right, family, let's have some announcements and then I'll be back to close us out.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Hello, UpChurch family and friends. Happy Sunday and happy holidays. I know that you had an amazing Thursday because we're all blessed and prosperous at UpChurch. I'm Liz Fletcher, your board secretary. I'm excited to talk to you today about Giving Tuesday, which is this Tuesday, November 29th. Giving Tuesday is a 24-hour day of giving. It is a nationwide day. And in the past, UpChurch has supported the Downtown Women's Center, helping them to raise over $1,200 to affect women affected by homelessness. This year, we're launching our own capital campaign to raise awareness about UpChurch and to plant a seed in the future of Up. And here's how you can help. 1, you can donate on Giving Tuesday. The best thing to do is set up a recurring donation either by texting UpChurch to 73256, or you can donate through Facebook, and Facebook will match your donation throughout the year, expanding your habit of giving. Another option is to invite friends to donate on Giving Tuesday. Give a call to someone or share our videos, flyers, or donation links, or when you donate through Facebook, you can share that as well. Lastly, you can join us on Tuesday at First Lutheran from 2 to 5. We will be using donated items to make self-care packs for unhoused women, and then we'll be sharing those with the community. Please get in the flow and let your seed grow. Donate to UpChurch on Giving Tuesday and make sure you tell some folks about it. Thank you so much and have an amazing rest of your day.
The UpChurch Prayer Chaplain Ministry invites you to consider joining our dynamic team. The purpose of the Prayer Chaplain Ministry is to support the ministerial team in praying for the membership. Prayer chaplains are the backbone of UpChurch, as they stand in prayer with members in need. Training is provided.
And this dynamic information for you is going to be provided on Saturday, December the 10th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. To indicate your interest in this, please email upchurch@upchurch.org. We're looking so forward to your presence. Thank you. Peace and blessings.
Another remarkable Sunday. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Reverend Sheree, for that powerful message. Thank you to our incredible worship team. Thank you to everyone that has been a part of this experience. What a remarkable day this has been. I want to take this opportunity right now to just bless you, to take all that you have gotten from this series, this It's Your Move, and understanding this chess game that is happening between your higher self and the material self, the lower self, the self that's anchored in limitation. To take every lesson that you have learned and to use it to prosper your life. You deserve to have all that God has for you. You deserve a life that blows your own mind. You deserve the plenty that is your birthright. You're worth that. You should have that. And so I just bless you right now to open your heart and your mind to it. Let's take our prayer for protection as we close out this month of gratefulness, as we get ready for our Christmas experience. Would you read along with me? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And so it is. All right, family. See you soon.